Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss this particular table. So in this table, you are going to see the retirement age of males and females in 6 countries in 2003. So we have 6 countries here. The Australia, United States, Japan, Italy, France, and Korea. And we have a comparison between men and women, the retirement age comparison. The year is 2003. Okay, so we have all the data here. We have the retirement age divided to years and months, so that the things are very clear. Now let's see what type of picture we have got for our solution. This is a table. Usually when we go with a table, you have a lot more numbers for comparison here. The retirement age of men is compared to a retirement age of women. So we need to compare. So 2 types of comparisons are there: the comparison between the countries and the comparison between male and females. So we need to look overall which types of presentation is better for this particular table. Is it comparison between men and women? So you can say that, okay, the data of men, the retirement age of men in 1 paragraph and women in 1 paragraph. You can go with these types of comparison. Of course, when you go with this thing, the problem is that you have to state the country's name twice. Here also you have to state the names of 6 countries. Here also you need to state the names of 6 countries. This is a problem. And the same thing, retirement age will also be repeated. So more often you have to say retirement age. So in order to avoid this situation, the second type of comparison, that is based on the countries, focusing on countries. So when we go with the highest, we can go with the highest to the lowest, or the lowest to the highest. Can go in either way. So mostly we prefer going from highest to lowest. So we can say the highest here is Korea. So the retirement age is highest in Korea in both the genders. It's same. In the case of men, it is same. In case of women, it is the same. So we don't have any confusion. The highest retirement age is there in Korea. So if I go with the second rank, I go with Japan, United States, and Australia. So this I can see a similarity. You can see the age falls in between 64 and 67, 63 and 66. So we can say some sorts of similarities there. So Korea is the highest. We can present it number 1. The second thing we can say Japan, the United States, and Australia. We can see something in common. So it's above 60, 64 to 67, or 63 to 66. We can say that. Now the 2 countries left are Italy and France. So this we are going to present the third. So this type of grouping is very, very essential in a table. So if you don't group the things, it won't be an attractive presentation. It won't be an organized presentation. You won't be getting the things in the right way. You won't be able to compare it in the right way. So right now the figures, we can arrange the figures. So we don't need to include all the figures here. So it is irrational to present all the figures here. So what we have to do is that we need to select and report the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So we have to select and report the main features. That's the thing. So when we are going, we have analyzed the main features, the highest, the second highest, the lower things, and the lowest. You can say France as the lowest here. I have analyzed all the things here. Okay. So all this main information we have got, and we are going to compare these main information. Right now, I have to say that I have to frame an introduction, which includes two things. What is the picture? What it is about. So what is the picture? It's a table. What it shows, what's about, it shows the retirement age of this thing should be there. When it happened, where it happened, when it happened, where it happened. So these are additional information here. So to whom it happened. So this is additional information here. So what is the picture? The picture is a table. It's about the retirement age, where it happened. It happens in 6 countries. When it happened in 2003. To whom it happens to men and women. So these are the data that we have to include in our introduction of this thing. It should be concise, it should be brief, and it should be in a formal way, preferably one sentence. The only figure that you can include in this is the year. This is what we can say. Other than that, you cannot include like these figures there in the introduction. Okay. Now I have to go with the overview. What exactly is the overview? So when we say the overview, you can say the overall picture of this particular table. So when we go and look at the overall, you can see men has a higher retirement age than women. So the retirement age of men was higher than women. So that's what we can observe. That is the overview, nothing else. You have a higher retirement age for men. In all the cases, in all the countries, no doubt at all. So that is a clear picture. So a clear-cut overview is there. It addresses the whole thing, the whole story. So we have framed the overview. And next we have already framed. So we are going to state Korea because it is the highest. Then we are going to say Australia, United States, and Japan. Next 3 countries. The next 2 countries are Italy and France. And this is what we are going to present it. So let's go ahead and go with the presentation. We need to look at the presentation. We have already a model answer here. Let's go with that. And if you have any editing, we'll do that. A comparison. A comparison of the average retirement age in 6 countries divided by gender. So a comparison. So this is a comparison of the average retirement age. Yes, of course, it's shown in the question. In 6 countries, Australia, United States, Japan, Italy, France, and Korea, in 6 countries. Divided by gender, yes, men and women. When in 2003 is elucidated in the given table. So you can say very clearly a comparison, average retirement age, 6 countries divided by gender in 2003. Actually, the table portrays a comparison of men and women of 6 countries retirement age. So everything is perfect in one sentence. Now, if I look at the overview for your convenience, you can see that overall, it's clear that in all the given countries, the retirement age of men is higher than the women's. So the retirement age of men is higher than the women's retirement age. That's why we have said women's retirement age. We are not going to repeat that. So we have got a clear-cut introduction, a clear-cut overview. Now we are going with the description of this part. As we go ahead, we can say, as per the table, the longest duration of service by both genders is observed in Korea. Yes, you can say that. It's in Korea. The longest duration of service by both genders. When the average retirement age of a Korean male was 68 years and 8 months, it was 18 months shorter for a Korean female. So now we can say 68 and 8 months for a Korean male. It's 18 months shorter for a Korean female. So we have, say, the deduction 18 months. So we subtracted this thing and this thing. So we have got 18 months there. Now another question is that why you have said here was and why you have said it is here. So here it is clear, okay? It is elucidated. So why 2 tenses here? So this is what I can see, you can see. I can see, you can see. Okay. And this is the data presentation. And the data is on the past. So the duration, we are talking about the past, so we have to use was there, past tense here. Okay, had there, ranged there. Okay, so was there, all these things. So the difference is it is clear, it is seen, it is observed. When we see, we are including ourselves and the reader. When we include these 2 things, then it becomes is, because when the reader reads, it's at present, so it is. So you can say it is elucidated, it is clear, it is observed, it is seen, all these things. But when the data comes, it becomes past. So that's another thing that we have to notice. Then we have cleared the Korean story. Then we have to go ahead with the Australia, USA, and Japan. The next long retirement ages. Australia, the USA, and Japan had the next longer retirement ages. Well, in case of men, it ranged from 64 years and a month to 67 years and 4 months. So 64 to 67 here. So this is the thing here. In case of women, it ranged from 63 years and 5 months to 66 years and 9 months. 66 to 63 to 67. So we have presented a range. Instead of presenting each data individually or specifically, we presented a range. And now I have to make it more clear. Among these 3 countries, Australia, USA, and Japan, the age of retirement was the highest in Japan. You can say the highest in Japan and the lowest in Australia for both genders. So highest in Japan and lowest in Australia. So you can say the insignificant thing is the United States stands in between. We understood that. So it becomes an insignificant data there. So the highest of these three countries retirement age is in Japan, the lowest is in Australia. Clear? Now the paragraph has got a completion here. Now I am going to deal with the rest, the exceptional cases. Something is under 60 years. So it is Italy and France. You can say Italy and France recorded the lower retirement ages. Yes, Italy and France. The average retirement ages of Italian males and females were 58 years and 57 years. 58 years and 57 years respectively. We have not calculated the months because we have just said the average retirement age. So the months is not that much significant. So I can exclude the month here because it is just 2 months and 3 months there. It's not 8 months or 9 months. If it is, then it becomes a significant thing. So just 2 or 3 months, it doesn't make that much difference. So we have not presented the months there. But when it becomes 5 months or 6 months, you have to include that because it becomes a significant data. We can see that France recorded the least age of retirement. You can see that France recorded the least age of retirement with 57 and 4 months for men and 56 and 9 months for women. So the least age of retirement. So we have the longest, the highest, and the least age of retirement. So we have got both the data here in this picture in the table, and we have got the things in between two. So we have got this particular range, and we have got this data too. So the data, we have presented the table in a complete form. We have got a clear-cut introduction. We've got a perfect overview, and we have presented all the data in, we have grouped all the data in a specific manner, in an orderly manner. So right now it's complete. Let's have a look again. Thank you.